Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Fate Extra Caster New Game Plus. Round 3, Day 7. The elimination battle begins. Today is the elimination battle. I trust that your preparations went smoothly. I turned toward the voice coming from behind me. He wears the clothes of a priest, which in the end only makes his snide tongue more jarring. Come to the first floor when ready. You can do something trifling like stop by the commissary if needed. Apparently finished, he opens the door and lets himself out. In preparation for the elimination battle, I should go to the chapel and the commissary. Or I could go to my personal room and sort out my information on the enemy servant. And then, once that's in order, I'll go to where Kotomini is. Organize information. It's time. If I don't overcome my smiling, precocious enemy, the flame of life that will be snuffed out is my own. Kill or be killed. Both choices are terribly cruel, but cannot lose. It would be good to review all the things that have happened this week, one by one. First, there was the friend who turned out to be a monster. I thought it was a berserker. Right. Positive it was berserker. She made a reality marble. It had the ability to remove you from existence. They were twin masters. How could there be two Alices and a monster? The answer to that is the monster is the master. One of the Alices is the servant. So Kozaki pointed out that berserkers are incapable of using reality marbles. Alice of the Jabberwock wasn't her servant. They're all the same thing. Jabberwock, the reality marble, they're all part of the noble phantasm created by the other Alice. Matrix level E. And then, there's the fact that Alice's very essence seems to mingle with her servants. Alice's servant can't exist without Alice's dream, and Alice can't live without her servant. Which makes sense if she's been dead, probably a long time. Alice is stuck in a dream, always trying to grant her own last wishes. Alice's servant's identity is best described as the channel through which Alice's dreams manifest. Leave private room. Okay. Matrix. Caster. True name, Nursery Rhyme. Maxwell's Demon, Maiden's Empire, Queen's Last Game. There's all that info for you people who like to read things. And just to check that I'm not being dumb, yes, we did get to level E. It is interesting how the game makes us wait so long before getting any matrices on our own servant, though. I believe we don't get any until at least like round 5. Maybe round 4, but I think it's round 5. But anyways, there are no people around today, so we'll go to the chapel. Well, no people in the school. Observation. Yes. Our magic is at 58 C rank. So, whoop. Boom. 79 B rank. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We unlock Mantra, Aphotic Cave. 3, 4, 5. And 5 more, we get to Magic A rank. So yeah, our magic is going from C rank at 58 all the way to A rank at 112, almost double. Double would have been, I believe, 116, so we're 4 points away from double. But it's still a very significant increase. Just look at that red bar there. Look how big that red bar is. That's how much we're going up by. So satisfying. We're also almost halfway to the actual magic cap. We can make it. I believe we need to get to like level 42 or something at least. I don't remember though. But there we go. Initiate alteration. Magic ranking has increased. Mantra Aphotic Cave acquired. Good news, Master. I've gotten back another skill. All our fights will be that much easier. What? Now, new alteration? No. So first off, big numbers. Secondly, skill. Mantra Aphotic Cave. Target self, lowers damage and absorbs MP from enemy skills. So this one's a bit funky. It's not a buff, but instead it acts like the guard command. But it doesn't counter attacks, it simply reduces damage drastically. And so if we guard against most skills, we do take reduced damage. I think it does like half damage, but I believe that using Aphotic Cave makes us only take 10% damage instead. And in addition, we get MP back if we get hit by a skill or Noble Phantasm. And there are some attack skills that go through guard, like our Chaos Heaven. But Aphotic Cave doesn't count as guard, therefore it still blocks anyways. So it's just very good. And we always want to keep enough MP to be able to cast it. Especially because I believe if we get hit by a normal skill, attack skill, we get all our MP back. But if we get hit by a Noble Phantasm, we get like 80 or 100 or something MP back. And we only take a tenth of the damage, so it's very good. And this is one of the main things that allows Caster to survive. Saber has her whole thrice-setting sun where she can revive, but Caster just minimizes damage. Yay, playtime again! What do you want to play together today? Hide and seek, tag, or play house? House. Alice wants to play tag. I'm gonna chase the mister. Uh-huh, when somebody runs like a bunny, I want to chase him down. It'd be sad if the mister got away. We need to run fast, so the mister won't ever get away. Alice loves running. Alice couldn't run for a long time. Alice will run and run, but can we catch the mister? We can, and when we do, off with his head. Aren't you going to be scared to cut off his head? Sometimes even little girls have to be scary. Then we gotta make the mister really scared of us. Uh-huh. Let's make the mister so scared of us that he cries upon him. Wahoo! Please don't cut my head off. Don't get in the way. I'm not talking to you right now, mister. Yep, Alice is talking to Alice right now. That's right, Alice only talks to Alice. I thought you were the same as us, the exact same as us. I thought Alice wasn't going to be lonely anymore. If you don't like me, then I don't need you, mister. Alice is the only one Alice needs. She is the only Alice for Alice. You're not my Alice, mister. I don't need you anymore, mister. You're in the way now. Hey, my master's talking to you, little brats! Master, don't say anything to those girls again. If you get bored, you can talk to me instead. But if you want to play with us, then just this one time I'll play with you, mister. You're so nice, Alice. Then Alice will play with the mister too. Let's have a lot of fun. Don't run away again, okay? I don't want to get hurt. Alice doesn't like getting hurt either. Yes, Alice knows all about being hurt and lonely. Alice hates it so much. But Alice doesn't remember what being hurt was like because that was a long time ago. That's because it's been forever since Alice hurt all the time. So Alice doesn't really know much about the pretty feeling anymore. You understand that, mister, don't you? Because you're a lot like Alice. See? So even though you're not the only Alice for Alice, we can have fun together today, mister. The elevator vibrates to a halt. We're there. Alice wants to thank you for playing lots and lots this week. Alice had so much fun. Uh-huh. We haven't had so much fun in a long, long time. Alice is happy and says thank you too. But we're all done playing with you now, mister. We're all done playing with you now, mister. Alice wants to play with just Alice now. I don't need you anymore, mister. I'm gonna miss you, but it's time to say bye-bye. What do we say next? You forgot already? It goes like this. Now good Tom Thumb, your work is done, the tale is at its end. My dreams of dark embrace your heart, night's curtain does descend. With great mirth I'll cut off your head, life from your body rend. If they want to hit so badly, why don't they cut off one of their own heads? They have a spare. If you want to go headhunting too, master, I'm more than happy to collect theirs. Let's go! Caster, Servant 06, versus Caster, Servant Type 06. Live or die by the sword. Decaying earth, decaying flames, decaying earth, withered ocean. Okay, so because they just, from the Japanese I do know, they just call our caster Foxcaster, I'll say. The Alice is called Foxcaster or Granny and she got pissed at him. But okay, so the gimmick of the Alice fight is that they use the exact same moves every turn, but simply rotate it. So first, I'm marking down on my phone here this info. So we got blank blank, attack, blank, guard, break. So we're going to start with attack, attack, guard, attack, and then we'll activate a spirit theft and attack. Oh, and we'll heal at the end with a fragment. Okay, and this should tell us all her moves. I might have read that wrong, but I think it was skill, attack, attack, guard, guard, break. Or actually, it might not be that, but rather she uses a specific moveset and repeats it every 8 turns. I don't remember, I'm just... Alright, we'll just do a thing. So we'll say this is... break. Actually, we'll say it's break, skill, something like this. And we'll see where we go wrong, if I'm completely forgetting how this works. Okay, break, then we bop her. Then we bop. We're doing 250 damage with our normal attacks now, so we're getting lots more MP back. Okay, so then it's something like... Let's see, it was something like guard, attack, guard, attack. So it's skill, attack, oh, he's doing attack, so it's guard, guard. Oh, I'm so confused. I'm just gonna blow her up. We're doing 650 damage with our magic now. Nice and yummy. And yeah, it seems that Chaos Heaven, even though it does break through shield, it has a much lower chance to stun, actually. And we bop. Actually, it will do a Fiery Heaven, and that should finish it off. And Chaos Heaven, Frigid Heaven. And yeah, we should be good now. Boom. Oh. Huh, we're disappearing? Oh, it's over already. Bye. Servant Alice firmly grips Master Alice's hand. They cling to each other, their voices plaintive. Alice was alone for so long. Nobody noticed me. I had no home and I was sad for a long, long time. And Alice found Alice to belong to, and we were so happy. We even had a home. That was all we needed, forever and ever. Just like this. That was all we needed. Why does it gotta end? Why did they take our happiness away? Why? It's okay. Alice gives a small smile. Alice already knew that everything would go bye-bye. I don't remember very well, but I'm probably already dead. My body isn't in that hospital anymore. Alice is like a box with nothing inside of it. There wasn't ever anything there since the beginning. Yep, even back in the hospital, there was no Alice left inside Alice. No one noticed Alice. I was alone. It hurt. No one treated Alice like a person. It was the same after Alice came to Wonderland, too. Alice was so alone. That's why I know that my home here and my Alice will all go far away soon. But, mister, you cared about Alice, didn't you? Yes. Uh-huh. You always paid attention to Alice, mister. It's 'cause you're like Alice, mister. Except you still have a real place to go home to somewhere. Thank you, Alice, for being my friend. For always being with me. And thank you, mister, for seeing Alice, for playing with Alice. I really wanted to play a little more, but bye-bye. With a sound like the crumbling of sugar, Alice glitters for a moment, and then she is gone. I am a reflection. This time I was Alice in the looking glass. Even if I'm summoned in the next war, I won't be the Alice I am now. I am always someone's fanciful creation. The real Alice is a mystery, but being Alice's servant made me happy. Right before she crumbles away, a single drop falls from her eye. Why am I crying? When I know that even if I cry, I'll never be the real thing. The licorice girl chases after her sweet master. I should be used to the harsh rules of the Holy Grail War by now, but I can't desensitize myself. If this is natural, then this system is twisted at its core. And so the girl disappeared. I didn't wish for her to die. I didn't wish for anything, but I still led her to her death. This is the third death I've caused. The rules of the Holy Grail War demand that I kill. But that girl will never see another day because of me. The guilt weighs heavily on my soul. You are lamenting over the death of your opponent. A warm, caring voice breaks through my gloom. The loss of life is a sad affair, especially if it's a consequence of the ruthlessness of war. Ruthlessness? I think pointlessness would be more accurate. Point taken. However, you fight because you have no other choice. You either kill or die. There is no mercy to be found in war, and the sadness of causing death is still there. But humanity dreams of the Holy Grail's power. They entrust their hopes to a higher power. They do this because they know that they aren't capable of doing what is best for all. More so than death, this fact is what saddens me the most, said Leo. That's really pathetic. People who can't save themselves, and us who are already damned. Those words ring of someone who sees himself as a savior of a world in chaos. Wait before you pass judgment. I was born and raised to be king of the world. I'll remember your grief and your pain so that one day none will have to die for nothing. I have joined this battle in order to end the world's cycle of suffering and deprivation. Once control is restored, I can put an end to the conflicts brought on by scarcity and want. Isn't that what you desire? For your grief and her death to have meaning? In a perfect society, all people must be equal. To save the world, there must be equilibrium. Though his ideas are poison, there is a seductiveness to his words that is hard to ignore. Or maybe his ideas are what's needed to heal a fractured world. The boy's oddly comforting voice lifts my spirits, which had sunk after Alice's death. What a way to comfort someone! This person's totally clueless. Being bombastic helps nothing. Suddenly forcing her way into the conversation was none other than Rin. The unrestrained hatred in her voice perfectly matches the animosity of her expression. I overheard your little spiel. It's what I'd expect from the plutocratic Harway family. I care about all. I wish nothing more than to see a world where everyone has their place. And of course that place is under your rule with you deciding who lives and who dies, correct? Your world is a place where you alone decide whether a child is to be fed or left to starve, where a person's entire life is dictated by the whims of the Harway family's desires. However, you are not a god. If you want to live as you do now forever, go ahead, I don't care. But for me, I cannot and will not accept things as they currently are now. If you wish to build a country dominated by saints, fine, just leave humanity out of it. So my information about you being a potential insurgent was correct after all, Miss Tosaka. You assume I don't understand your position, and in that you're wrong. However, you need to realize the efficient distribution of resources depends on proper management. I can assure you that my family has no plans to stockpile goods for financial gain. Once you see how we rule, you will understand our grand design for the well-being of humanity. I'm aware of the Hallway plan for prosperity. Everyone in their place, no place for dissent. A paradise based on stasis and class and mobility, no change and no hope of a better future. Stability at the expense of hope and joy, a world where people don't live, only merely exist. I mock anyone who'd choose that path. Living as merely one of the flock doesn't appeal to me. Miss Tosaka, that is because you have an inherent strength that the masses lack. Perhaps it is good to feel that you're in a fight to preserve your very existence. However, would you wish for all of mankind to suddenly be given the same strength? That is to say... Of course you wouldn't. You are all too aware of your selfishness and your pride. Because of that, you could not share your pain with those without the strength to bear it. I could and would. I'm not as soft-hearted as you make me out to be. Is that so? You will always help those in need. Your compassion will lead to your defeat. What did you just say? Joy is ephemeral. In order to save humanity, you must first be willing to let them die. The world needs a strong leader, Miss Tosaka, and once I gain the power of the Holy Grail, I will be the one true king, and my virtue will illuminate the darkness that engulfs the world. The European plutocrats control 30% of the world, and none have voiced their discontent. Opposition to a rule comes from outside the farm, to expand on your analogy a little. In short, either join the flock or be slaughtered. Our current view is that the populations of the Asian region are expendable. Of course, we have plans to integrate the region should they choose to support our aims. To think we agree on something. Okay, I understand perfectly now. What exactly do you understand? That I was right in entering the Holy Grail War this time around. So, Leonard Vistario Harway, heir apparent to the head of the plutocratic Harway family, I swear to you that I will crush your delusions of genocide and despotic rule. To be perfectly clear, you intend to kill me. Seeing as I seriously doubt that anything short of taking your life would stop you, yes. I see. I have faith that someone of your intellect will understand one day, or maybe you already do. Talk about stubborn. I can't fault your dedication to your megalomaniacal delusions, though. Rin's open declaration of war. I don't think it'll escalate hostilities the way it did with Julius. Leo has chosen his path, and she has done so as well. Their battle will be fought within the Holy Grail War. One will win, the other will die. And then those two will eventually disappear. Only I, who has nothing, will remain. Leo's plans, Rin's determination. I have nothing to fight for, yet I continue to fight and kill. Unlike the real world, I can feel the weight of this virtual world press down on me. Even so, I have no choice but to fight. That's right. When it comes down to it, fighting is my only real option. It's either fight or die. But how long can I keep this up, when I can't bring myself to continue even one step farther? Sleepy Caster. Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Mutiny in the Mist. Let's see. Nursery rhyme. There you guys go for you readers out there. For round 4, we'll finally get an actual unique character for this route. After round 3. I believe we'll keep going until the save file says round 4, day 1. The air is tense. The tension in the air reminds me of how it feels when an opponent pairing is announced. My pairing hasn't been announced, however. I recognize the two girls in front of the bulletin board. The girl in red is Rin Tosaka, and the other is a girl the same age as Rin, or a little older. The girls size each other up, and without a word, each glances away from the other. One of these two girls will die. That is what fate has decided. Then we have Julius, the smallest person to ever live. Rin Tosaka are equally powerful. I can only gain from one taking the other out. I'm not the only witness. It's Julius. He walks over to the bulletin after the two have left. Neither side will hold back at the battle. If I could watch the fight, I could learn quite a bit. Without a single glance this way, they leave. I've completely forgotten what voice I gave Julius in the last playthrough. Right now, I'm just giving him a voice that's very, very close to my Kotomine voice. I really don't understand, but I'm nervous anyway. Sleepy Caster, again. Save, again, after one scene. Still after round 3. Evening. The moment I see Rin Tosaka, I know the time has come. Her body language is as aloof as ever, but I can see the focus in her gaze. Today's the day they fight. One of them will die. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Julius. That's nothing unusual, but it worries me for some reason. What Julius said in front of the bulletin board about Rin and Ronnie's battle is still bugging me. Maybe it would be a good idea to track down Julius. From outside the multimedia room, I hear a faint voice. I put my ear to the door in order to hear better. It's Julius. I can't make out the details, but he's talking about a program's code. I knew it. The firewall around the battlefield is just too strong. The security is highest there. I sense him moving and shuffle away from the door in a panic. There's nowhere to hide. It's you. His aura of murderous intent makes my heart leap out of my chest, but then he promptly leaves. Even though he's tried to kill me in the past, Julius doesn't seem to register my existence. Maybe I'm not worth it for him to suffer yet another penalty for fighting outside the arena. And there's Caster after waking up from a 2-day nap. The multimedia room is a bit bigger than the regular classrooms. At the front of the room is a screen. Instead of a ceiling projector, there's an old-fashioned film projector. That's odd. It could be here all the time for all I know. I never visit this room. Master, this device is out of place. My servant was right. That film projector seems to be warping the very air, well, data, around it. Something must have been done to it. Something must have been done to it, probably by Julius. For what purpose? As I reach out to inspect it. Beneath my way, near Mortex, near Blasbusis Agarist. Love the BlazBlue reference. Weird, when I touched it, sparks went flying in my brain. I think it was attacked by some program, but although it makes me dizzy, the effects pass immediately. I don't think it did any damage. I wonder what it was. Somehow I don't think it was Julius's doing. I'm pulled from my reverie by the ear-splitting sound of a weapon. Someone means business. I brace myself thinking Julius has returned, but he's nowhere to be seen. Then suddenly, an image emblazons itself on my brain. Ronnie. Next to her slim form is a giant servant, and facing them are Rin Tosaka and her servant. This must be an elimination battle between the two of them. The film projector spins into motion, projecting images of the battle onto the screen. Go, Lubu! This is always a fun scene. Fallible bow. Gander. Hammering assault. Fallible bow again. I do wonder if Fallible bow counts as magic attack since Randy is boosting his magic. Call Fortune. AKA an explosion. Median Lance. Fallible bow. Getting to watch other masters fight would be a huge advantage in a war like this where information is crucial to survival. It goes without saying that it's a total violation of the rules, but I'd expect nothing less of Julius. In any case, why did Julius leave halfway through? Was that his plan, or did something go wrong? What? Are you going to watch, Master? These two are having a pretty wild fight. My servant draws my attention to the screen. Rin and Ronnie are facing each other. The forms of their servants can't be made out clearly. The image quality isn't bad per se, it's more like there's a masking effect overlaid to hide them. Even with the security measure, I can tell both servants wield long shafts. They're both lancers then. My eyes only see the sparks from their lances as each thrusts, parries, swipes, and defends. Ronnie's servant seems massively powerful, but Rin isn't giving an inch. Either one could win. I see. The girl in red will win. Castor declares Rin's victory as if it were obvious. The other master is aggressive, but she's too slow to respond. At this level, that's a fatal flaw. Oops, sorry, am I spoiling the movie for you, Master? I'll be quiet now. Rin notices she's winning, too. Her posture is full of confidence. On the other hand, there's a hint of alarm on Ronnie's otherwise expressionless face. And then the clash suddenly stops. I can't make out what's going on, but I can tell that there's space between the two opponents now. The one who backed off was Ronnie. Her servant contorts and starts gathering energy. Even through the blurry screen, I can tell an inordinate amount of power is being summoned. I am sorry, Professor. I must return the chassis and life you bestowed upon me. Maximum velocity, infinite. Helm to the northern sky. Mode Osiris. Continuation of duties deemed impossible. In case of failure, destruct self along with Moon. Performing final directive. Wait, what? Alice Homunculi can pull off crazy stuff like that? You fool, this isn't something to self-destruct over. After taking a beating from Rin, Randy must be intending to use her last resort. Never mind Rin, wouldn't that liquefy the entire arena? She used her command seal. That's a trump card you can only use twice in the entirety of the war, and Rani just used one. No, her command seal isn't what's causing this horrendous power to well up from within her. Her heart is a kiln on the verge of exploding. Anyone who saw her right now could tell. Rani's body was built with the capacity to overload like this. Your magic circuits are at critical convergence. You don't need to throw away your life like this. Woo-wee, a kamikaze, huh? What will you do now that she's stolen your patented move, oh master of mine? Rin's servant addresses her with a flippant tone totally unsuited to the intensity of the situation. That's old news. Save the jokes for later, Dancer. If she's serious, then we need to go all out. Her heart's made of ether light. Before she blows up the arena, skewer her to the core with your noble phantasm. Ooh, I like when you're desperate. What a treat. Alright, it's finally time to end this. At Rin's command, Lancer takes a stance and gathers its strength. It builds and builds until... That's the end. Aster speaks her mind quietly in deference to my feelings, but I get the meaning loud and clear. This will settle the battle. They'll destroy each other before they can even resort to command seals. Both of them might die on the spot. Even if one of them survives, she'd probably be fatally injured. While I'm lost in these terrible thoughts, Castor starts staring at me. Master, you're not thinking that you want to save one of those girls, are you? I didn't realize I was telegraphing my emotions, but more importantly, what did my servant just say? Could there be a way to save them? Could there be some way to save them? It sounds like there might be. What can be done? Well, I can't say there's no way. Her eyes downcast, she touches my left hand, my command seals. This screen connects this place to where they are. It isn't impossible to reach them. But only a command seals could teleport me to where they are. So, it's actually impossible. Still, command seals exist to make miracles happen. And, I'd probably need another command seal to survive if I have to fight. So, 2 command seals. If it's what you want, Master, of course I'll do it. But you'll lose 2 precious command seals and save a possible enemy. Do you want that, Master? Use a command seal to rescue Rani. Rani's going to self-destruct any second. I'm going to listen to my heart and save her. My servant springs into action with no sign of disapproval. Time is of the essence. Power surges through my feet, electrifying the air and bending the floor. Space warps around me. The distortion rips a hole in the screen. My servant leaps toward it, and the world melts into streaks. My vision goes black from the rapid acceleration. My hands tingles where the command seal burned off. When I open my eyes, I find myself in the arena. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, literally. The air sparks as the arena begins to melt around Rani. Huh? You? Magic swirling around Rani's body ebbs a bit in response to her surprise at the sudden intruder. Before I can so much as blink, Rani's hulking servant has turned his spear on me. No, stop, Berserker. That person is not an enemy. Rani's order falls on deaf ears. I expected as much. Since her servant is a Berserker, he can probably only see other masters as enemies. Uh-oh, they've seen us. I don't think we can win this. Use another command seal, Master. If we can defend against them, the Seraph should intervene. Your command seal. Let's see. No, I'm not a coward. I'm not using that command seal. Yeah, so we are going to, let's see, it's... So 280, oh yeah, we only have to survive 1 turn. So 280, that's 90 is 3, 180 is 6, 270 is 9. See if we can totally survive this turn. Frigid Heaven, Frigid Heaven, Frigid Heaven will then Ether Fragment, Frigid Heaven, Aquatic Cave, and we'll see how horribly this goes. As long as he is... I don't know, but... It would be funny to see if someone like got their stats high enough to actually take out this guy right here. During this fight. I don't know if he's actually having his health lowered though. Okay, and then we guard. And I think he'll use Fallible Bow. Yep. Well, let's see. Aquatic Cave. We got 50 MP back, and we only took 350 damage. So yeah, the skill costs 40, and we got 50 back. Somehow it was overcome. My intervention is clearly a rule infraction. With a warning from the Seraph, the fight should now be put to a halt. Ah! Brandy's body slumps to the ground, because she's been run through by the lance of Rin's servant. During those seconds when Castor arrested Berserker's attention, he threw his lance into Randy's heart. Sorry, it was too good a shot to pass up. I had to show off my trump card. The giant gives a bestial roar and charges at the lance wielder who impaled his master's chest. However, an impassable barrier drops down between Rin and Randy. Maybe it's because of my intrusion, or because the Seraph declared a victor. That's Rin screaming at us, by the way. Rin is shouting something, but the barrier prevents me from hearing it. She points at me, frightened. No, she's not pointing at me, but behind me at Randy. Hooked on the end of the red lance that pierced Randy is an energy core on the verge of exploding. Yeah, that hurt, log out. Danger, danger! Master, we better do what the Seraph says and log out. We'll die if we're hit by that, we'll die! Log out. I know that's what I have to do. If I just give in to the pressure wrapping around my body, I'll be back on campus soon. But then, what about her? What about that girl who's lying wounded on the ground? A barrier separates her and Rin. I, who had fought with Berserker, was suddenly by the fallen girl, by Ranny. She's alive. Even though her chest is pierced through, Ranny's still alive. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you were doing that. Suddenly, I realize I'm running toward Ranny. Toward Ranny, the lance that pierced her a few meters away, where the core is about to explode. Why? I'm not worth it. At least you should go away. I'm not listening. I gather Ranny into my arms and run, waiting for the Seraph to kick me out. It doesn't happen in time. Faster than the Seraph can log me out, Ranny's heart liquefies the area. In the final moments, a lone giant sprints into the light. Ranny's servant's body breaks apart, becoming a sort of shield for us as he runs toward the heart. I don't know if he did it to protect his master, simply because he saw the explosion as an enemy. But, right before he disappears, he turns toward us with a gentle smile on his face. I come to in the multimedia room. The command seal on my left hand is now smaller, but my exhausted servant and Ranny are by my side. Where? Why? Those words are all she can manage. She blacks out. The wound on her chest seems to have healed already, and somehow she's still alive without her heart. I always sensed she was special, even among masters. As I tend to Ranny, I glance at the screen. It's dark, probably because of the earlier explosion. Ranny is recuperating in the nurse's office. From the look of things, she's in pain. According to the doctor, she awoke briefly, but immediately fell back into a comatose state. They say her body is fine, so she must be mentally exhausted. After nearly an hour, Ranny's long eyelashes flutter open. She blinks twice, 3 times. I lost. Her voice is small and her words are spoken flatly. She stares blankly into thin air, her eyes glassy and distant. She reminds me of a broken doll. Hold her hand. I gently press the delicate wrist as it rests on the bed. My first impression of Granny's hand is that it's soft and very, very cold, and so thin, feeble, like it would snap if I accidentally squeezed too hard. Even after I've held her hand for a while, her fingers remain icy. Faint breathing and the occasional blink is all that identifies her as a human being. After a short while, Granny's eyes slide shut again. Her shallow breaths even out into the deep, gentle breaths of sleep. It doesn't seem like she'll get up anytime soon. I hope the next time she wakes up, she's more alert. Come to think of it, I haven't heard a peep out of my servant in a while. They must be angry. Me? Angry with you? I could never be angry with you, Master. I was just thinking really hard. Would you feel better if we talked? I always do. Let's see, something to talk about. The tone of her voice is the same, but her words seem forced. What's really on her mind? What I'm thinking about? It isn't anything to be talked about, really. I was just thinking how valuable that woman must be if we would have used a command seal for her. But, no matter how you look at it, that girl is broken. You wouldn't abandon her, would you, Master? I wondered, if that had been me, would you have done the same? Oops, silly me. I shouldn't think about me when a Master is the one who's really valuable. My Master could use 200 command seals and still deserve to use more. Seemingly satisfied, Caster leaves. Too nervous to call Caster back, I decided to leave for now. I look up to see Rin Tosaka leaning casually against a wall. She's obviously waiting for me. Now, I hope you have one hell of an explanation for what you've just done. Just her glare is enough to convey all of the anger and hostility she has toward me. Not that I blame her. If I had interfered in the Colosseum, we all would have died. Considering her powers as a magus, Rin could just drag me somewhere to fight like Julius did. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that her curiosity is the only thing keeping me alive. If Masters can start teaming up, it'll completely destroy the balance of the Holy Grail War. Even the most skillful use of the command system shouldn't be enough to bypass the Colosseum security. To be blunt, you don't seem like that great of a magus. How did you pull off the impossible? And before you answer, remember that I've abhorred truth and reason, and punished lies and stupidity. Don't be naive enough to think Julius is the only one who knows how to circumvent the rules. I'm willing to risk drawing the ire of the system to deal with a threat of this magnitude. Since Julius was able to start a fight on campus, I'm sure Rin could easily do the same. If it comes to a fight, I'm in no condition to face her. That, and I really don't want to fight her. If I want to avoid a confrontation, I should probably just tell her the truth. So Julius was behind this little son. I didn't think you had it in you to do something this low. As no real battle information was exposed, the identity of Rin's servant remains unknown. Though she would never admit it, it's obvious that she's more than a little relieved by the thought. Of course, Rin being Rin, her facade of suspicion and hostility didn't disappear entirely. But if Julius wasn't able to break through the security, how did you manage to pull it off? Trying to break through the firewall would have caused the system to fry your brain. The Surf Attack program. I remember having to deal with it at first, but it doesn't seem to affect me anymore. That can't be right. Even if your body is safe, your brain wouldn't be able to handle the strain. Oh, speaking of which, aren't you... I could see the bewilderment in her eyes. The confusion almost overcame her normal animosity. Never mind, I was just thinking out loud. Forget I said anything. However, if you choose to continue fighting, we will remain enemies. Keep that in mind. One last thing, do not spy on me again. Should you try, your suffering will be legendary. With that, Rin began to walk away. She then stopped, as if a thought just occurred to her. Hey, does the name Twice Peaceman ring a bell by any chance? Twice? I can't recall hearing the name. Oh yeah, so for those of you who don't remember, Twice was brought up in the prologue by Taiga when she was teaching class. I might have heard the name before, but why bring him up now? No reason, really. Kind of remind me of him. Never mind, just forget I asked. I am left alone with my thoughts as she turns and walks away. Save our progress. Round 4, day 1. And with that, that'll be all for today. I hope to see you all next time on Fate Extra. Have a wonderful day. Bye.